Hey, we are back. This is episode 2 of the Easy Out podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Rogers. With me tonight, we have my friend Megan, MegaQuack24 on Twitter. My handle is SarahR7D. Tonight, we're brought to you by Back Home Media. You can check us out on Facebook over there. This is a Fat Kid production. Megan, how you doing tonight?
I'm great.
You're great.
I'm great.
Got your tea over there?
I got the tea.
Ready to do this?
A little bit of tea. Star Wars tea, I guess.
It happens. It's there. It's the tea.
It's the tea.
I've got my Life Coach beer in my Braves koozie. We're all branded out over here with weird combinations.
We are.
Don't get mad, everybody. I've got Cody Bellinger up tonight as a little tribute to Megan, since she is a Dodgers fan. Wearing my Mookie jersey. She's got her Joe Mauer jersey on. We're all mixed up tonight, but we're gonna have a good time. So we've got baseball back. We've got baseball on YouTube. We've got baseball on Twitter. We've got baseball everywhere. No fans to be seen, but that's okay because we have baseball. What do you think about it?
It's
weird.
It is weird. It's weird. I mean, like I wasn't sure if there was going to be a season, and I've been very back and forth whether I wanted one or didn't want one, but literally just watching it the other day, I remembered it was like coming back to life. Like I felt like a vampire inside of a coffin when they like lift out. And, like, hello, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like I felt like I came back to life as soon as I started to see it. Like I remembered why I wanted it to happen.
I feel like everybody got real giddy, just like, oh my God, here it is. We got it. Like it's back. But it's back in a really weird way, and it's really different. And, the no celebrating and the scrimmages, are weird. Have you watched any of them?
I've watched a couple of them. I watched one the other night, and
I feel like it's so weird because there's no announcers, there's no audio of any kind. And then out of nowhere, you'll hear, like, I watched the Braves one the other day and it was dead silent. And all of a sudden it was like, number 13, Ronald Acuna. And I was like, where did that guy come from? Who is this? And you hear the music, but I think it's cool because we're hearing stuff that you normally won't hear. Like, somebody hits a bomb into the bleachers and you hear the ball hit the seats, and it's so cool. Like, it's just, and you can hear everybody talking to each other. Like you pointed out something to me earlier that the Dodgers had going on over there. Like, run everybody through that, because I wish I could have heard that. That would have been hilarious.
Of course, my homeboy Jock Peterson, shout out. He came up to bat, and Cody's out there, and he says, "Easy out," like, and so
Bellinger shouting us out.
Bellinger shouting it out. Apparently I read, because I was looking into it, and I read that Zach Greinke used to do it too. Easy out, like to him. So it's kind of funny to me. But so Bellinger said that, and then immediately Jacques popped. And then as he was running the bases, what did he say? What did the tweet say? Hold on, I gotta look.
Go get it.
Yeah, go get it. Like Max Muncy, go get it out of the ocean, except for no ocean this time. But it was he called him something. It was, there you go, Bopper, go get it. And everybody can hear it. I really like that though. Like I kind of like to hear that stuff. I mean, I like the sound of the crowd too, because it gets you going. But like, I like hearing.
I think it'll be fun. Like, it's kind of like having the players mic'd up without having the players mic'd up, because that always, like, spring training was awesome having the players mic'd up. So I think it'll be kind of cool, because I would love it if they would go ahead and mic them up, but you'll still be able to hear a lot more of that than you could before. So I think it's going to be, I don't know. I'm really excited for it. We got Matt over here in the chat. He says, you're definitely going to hear those trash cans. Oh, ouch. No. Come on, that's your team, Matt. What are you doing?
No, he's the first one that popped up and said, "Go Stros!" And now he's
Astros fan. He's like, "You're definitely going to hear the trash cans." That's all right. Okay. We've got, like, coming back to camp. Had to be weird for these guys. Somebody had posted a video of the COVID test they have to take every other day. Over 3,000 tests done to report.
Right? Like, I've done that like 3 times for my like DNA whatever, and that's better than a swab up your nose. But.
Yeah, I'm glad they're not getting that thing stuck up their nose every other day. But somebody had shown what kind of tests they're taking. 3,000 tests done upon entry to camp, only 66 positives. I mean, people have to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you had guys that tested negative before they went. They get a rental car somewhere and all of a sudden they're positive. Or like Freddie Freeman tested negative when he got to camp, started having symptoms the next day, and all of a sudden he's positive. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens to these guys as they're coming in and out of the lineups for it. I mean, it's going to be unavoidable. People are going to get it. Really, I haven't seen a lot of big names outside of, Freddie Freeman, of course, that's a big one for me. Will Smith, DJ LeMahieu tested positive. Is that what I heard? DJ LeMahieu was one of them. And Charlie Blackmon.
I know. Yeah, I heard
that one. That one kind of, I was really sad about that. I love Charlie Blackmon. But he tested positive like before they even reported to camp. So I guess it'll just kind of depend on like symptoms that they're experiencing. I know Freddie Freeman got hit pretty hard. Tukey Toussaint had it and had no symptoms.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see like the variance in recovery time, don't you think? Like,
for sure, because everybody is reacting to it differently. That's what's so weird about it. I mean, their symptoms are different. Recovery time is different. It's just it's the weirdest thing. It's literally the weirdest thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got Wade Kite over here in the chat. Shout out to Wade saying hi from Las Vegas. Matt's over here in the chat and he says, especially for a team that didn't need to do it. Matt, I agree with you. The Astros didn't need those trash cans. But they did it. It's over and done with. That's oops. They're bad. So do you feel like some of these guys that are testing positive, do you expect to see them opt out after they are able to come back?
I feel like it probably it's just gonna depend on their personal preference. I mean, so we've got, Buster Posey is one of the big names that is just today started to become a big deal. And I mean, he's doing it because he literally adopted
twin girls
today, like him and his wife.
Yeah, born prematurely. They're in the NICU. Like, he has all my respect for that. Like, people that are on Twitter talking crap about it. Oh my God! Like,
being so rude. Like, that are saying right then they're like, it must be nice to have to be able to opt out of like what you're doing. I'm like, okay, but
it's like, yeah, you've got premature babies. Please, if he had said he was going to play, I probably would have been more pissed. Like, I'm like, yeah, go home, go be with those babies. That's fine. Like, you've got David Price is another big name that opted out, said it was what was best for his family.
Yeah.
Ian Desmond, that's one that
is a little.
I know he cited like family, of course, and then he also cited the state of the country and racial tensions and other things like that in his reason for opting out, which more power to you, dude. Like, I think it's cool that he's taken a stand in that way. And this is, if you're going to do it, this is the time to do it. With all of this stuff pretty fresh in everybody's memory, I think it's cool that he's taken a stand like that. I feel like my team has been hit pretty hard. We had 4 guys test positive, 2 asymptomatic. They're rolling across the bottom of the screen right now. We got Freddie Freeman, Pete Kozma, Tukey Toussaint, and Will Smith. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about how serious Kozma's symptoms are, but I know they said Freddie was feeling pretty bad. And then we turn around after that, and Felix Hernandez opts out, which broke my heart. He looked so good in spring training, and he was on a 1-year deal.
Well, that's how we're feeling right now about Price. So
yeah,
and
that's how. And David Price
for that. So
yeah, like, hats off to David Price. I mean, he paid all those minor leaguers, and then he's opting out of the season. Even like, I know he's made a lot of money. Of course, he's got his money. He's not worried about it.
Yeah.
But I think he's really been a pretty stand-up guy through this whole thing, and I mean, I don't blame anybody that's choosing to opt out.
He's always been a good dude. So
Yeah, and like we've got Nick Markakis opted out after talking to Freddie Freeman and hearing how bad he sounded. I was just like, don't tell me that because now I'm afraid Freddie's going to opt out when he gets better.
I think I really think that it's gonna depend on just how they feel. I mean, because I'm not going to be in that situation ever, so I don't know what they're going to decide. I mean, because at first they were trying to say like, if you get it, then you're not going to get it again, kind of like chickenpox or whatever.
And now people are getting it again.
So I mean, it just is going to be personal preference and what I think their situation is, that if they feel like they want to do it again or not. So
let's see. I know we still have some people that are on the fence. Like we've got, Mike Trout is saying, I don't know. He's practicing. He's wearing a mask while he's practicing, but he also has a baby due during the season. I mean, I wouldn't blame him.
I wouldn't
but
either.
I think that's a huge hit to the game this season if you get somebody like Mike Trout opting out, because a lot of people like, I'll watch an Angels game for Mike Trout. Like I don't, he's so exciting to watch. Like how can you not want to see that? So it's part of it. I think is it's not really going to feel like baseball if guys like that start dropping left and right. Like it's going to feel weird.
Yeah. For me too, like growing up in California and like I when I was in Little League, like I was on the Angels, like, so the Angels were kind of my team. I was a Dodger fan. Obviously I've always have been, and I will be, but like, because of Little League and stuff, I would always follow the Angels. So like for me, I'm like, oh, the Angels. So, but when players like that are not, like Andrew McCutchen, when he left the Pirates, I was like, the Pirates, who are they again? So it's like, so I get that. I totally get that aspect, but like, so for me, the Angels are like the Angels because we have that freeway series kind of rivalry that happens. Mm-hmm. But for other people, like now it makes it extra not interesting.
Like, I mean, they went and got Rendon, so that gives them a little, like, they've got good players. They're not they don't have like the worst team I've ever seen. They've got some exciting people, but at the same time, if it's not Mike Trout, are you going out of your way to tune into an Angels game? Like I'll probably watch something else. Like what is, these guys that do have babies on the way. I know Garrett Cole's baby was just born and he's at camp. Bryce Harper has a baby on the way. Like what happens if they decide his wife is high risk? Then, does Bryce Harper opt out at some point in the time? I don't see that happening. I don't think he would do that. But at the same time, you can't blame him if he does.
Right. And maybe they're taking extra precautions too, like through all of this, like being extra careful. I don't know. It's one of those things where we don't know what they're doing because we're not in their shoes, and they're doing it for the reasons that they want to do it.
Yeah. We've got Wade over here in the chat. He's asking if games, or if they will still play games in states with the highest COVID cases. If not, how will that affect home field advantage? I don't really think you have home field advantage because there's no fans. Like I feel like you're pretty much neutral no matter where you're playing. I know Buffalo was offered to the Blue Jays, and they're staying in Toronto, but those guys are facing some pretty serious fines if they're breaking their bubble. Like they're all quarantined.
The Blue Jays.
Mm-hmm. And the Quarantine Act, they can be fined up to $750,000.
I saw some pretty good jokes about that today on Twitter too. So.
I have seen some pretty interesting stuff. Let's see, what else do we have over here? Wade's also saying, after the players quarantine for 3 weeks, what are the procedures? They have to test negative twice and they can return to camp, to wherever their team is at, whatever's going on at the same time at that time. Jeremy Morgan says it's only going to be weird if the Dodgers don't choke again. Uh-oh.
Don't give him any attention. Come on.
Uh-oh. Okay, we're going to move on. On that note, we're going to move on. We're not going to talk about that anymore. So we've talked about some of the guys that we think are going to be opting out. What's up, Christopher Johnson? We've talked about guys that are going to be opting out. We've talked about guys that have tested positive. We got a lot of guys that have shown up in camp and they're still having a good time. We got one guy in particular that showed up at camp and it looks like quarantine hit him pretty hard. Pablo Sandoval, look at that. Now, Pablo Sandoval has struggled with his weight. That is no secret. He has always shown up not looking his best. The guy that reported this, though, chose this picture and said he's taking grounders at third. His throws look like they have good carry. So why not show us a video of the throw? Because everybody that came out and yes, producer, fat people are beautiful. But when you're like, from everything I have heard, I mean, we all know like Jared Carabas hates Pablo Sandoval. If you haven't found that thread on Twitter, go find it because it's quite the interesting read. But then the guy that posted that picture came out and tried to shame everybody that commented on it. Like, how is anybody not gonna make that comment? Like, this man, and he has had diet clauses in his contract. Like, this man has been through everything. He ripped off the Red Sox and then went crying back to the Giants after talking shit on all of them. Aubrey Huff even said Pablo Sandoval can't get out of his own way. And when Aubrey Huff says that about you, you are fucking up as a human being, because Aubrey Huff is about as low as it gets. I mean, that man has canceled himself so many times. And speaking, we're going to kind of breeze past a whole lot of this because I don't want to talk a lot of crap about Pablo Sandoval other than why the hell did you not do something to take care of yourself? Like, I mean, there's, you know, he just had Tommy John surgery, he this, he that, all kinds of excuses.
Pablo did?
That's what they were saying.
Okay.
I don't know how recent it was, but I did see that in the comments in some of this.
I went through a list and I didn't see his name on there. So
I don't know I'm not positive how recent it was. Yeah. But I did see that in the comments somewhere that he had Tommy John surgery and was recovering from it. Dude, you can still work something. You can go for a walk. You can not eat a box of donuts for breakfast every day. Like, I mean, I would do it. I'd eat a box of donuts, but I'm going to go to the gym after I'm done.
I do now. That's fine.
Like you have to, and yes, it's a double standard, but athletes are held to a higher standard. You're out there getting paid to be in shape and play baseball. I mean, the man's belt has exploded at the plate before.
Well, I mean, Cody Bellinger's did once too when he slid into third.
But that's different. He didn't just swing the bat. Like, all Pablo did was swing the bat and the belt exploded. Like, and there are big guys in the MLB. Like, there are some thick dudes out there. I mean, like, look back in the day, you had your Kirby Pucketts, you had your John Crooks. There were big men.
Manny.
But at the same time, they were, I mean, I don't feel like they were in that kind of shape. Like, Pablo doesn't look like he could make it to first base right now. Like, it's, I don't know. I felt like I had to comment on that because what in that, like, who's going to post that picture and not think people are going to say something about it? Like, you have to say something.
And like you said, though, why post that picture? Post a video of him throwing. Like,
exactly. Let us see how he's doing, like, actually in motion.
And didn't he deleted the tweet, didn't he? Or he sent out like an apology tweet or something, like, I didn't mean to
he didn't delete it and he didn't send out an apology. What he did was go and like subtweet Carabas talking about, how can you say, you fat fucking piece of shit? That's so horrible. I can't believe you would shame him like that. You posted the picture. What did you think was gonna happen? Like,
Right.
Somebody was going to say that, and it just happened to be somebody that hates Pablo Sandoval. So, oops. Get over it.
I hate him because I'm a Dodger fan, but like, I can't deny that the guy's a good baseball player. But like,
dude, Babe Ruth was big. Like, there have been big men in baseball, and you know, you can't deny that. But good grief, like, I mean,
that picture is really bad.
That picture is so unflattering, and And then the guy, like, the part that killed the dude was he went and talked about how everybody was fat shaming Pablo Sandoval, and then his old tweets were dug up where he fat shamed Pablo Sandoval. Like, come on now.
Yeah. Pablo's always been big, though.
You know what, Doobie? I think this is going to be a really weird year for sports. They are not going to be the same. You know, the 2021 schedule is out, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit, which it'll look a little bit more normal. But let's get back to Aubrey Huff for a second, because Aubrey Huff leads us into our next topic perfectly. He went after Trevor Bauer. You can tell it's been a long off season because these guys are fighting on the timeline.
It's crazy.
Like there's no tomorrow. Like I thought that the fan bases were in shambles, fighting amongst each other and with each other. The baseball players have been in shambles. Like all the negotiations, everything has been a hot fucking mess. And Aubrey Huff went after Trevor Bauer one day and got buried. Absolutely buried. I don't like to give Aubrey Huff any more time than I have to. So
further down than 6 feet. He wasn't. He was like
at the core of the earth right now after Bauer handled him. And Curt Schilling decided to jump into it as well. And ended up rage quitting Twitter because Trevor Bauer. And you know what? I love Trevor Bauer. I would kill to have Trevor Bauer in a Braves uniform.
Trevor Bauer is pretty awesome.
And if Trevor Bauer were to opt out of the 2020 season, I would be like, please go take Rob Manfred's job. Like, just please. Like, Bauer would be a wonderful commissioner. Absolutely buried Curt Schilling too. Like, and it kind of went back and forth for a little bit. Like, two grown men arguing about stats on Twitter is.
It made me question, like, do you know how full of yourself are you that you didn't even know your own stats? Like
I understand, like, advanced statistics was not a big thing. Like, nobody gave a shit about your WAR or anything like that. But coming in there and arguing with each other about whether you came out of the bullpen or whether you were starter or comparing your averages by like, I was just sitting there reading it like, please, Jesus, give us baseball. And this was after the season was mandated already. I was like, come on, can we please report?
I feel like that's been us every single day, though. Can we please just fucking have our sports back? Like, seriously.
Yeah, it's become such a disaster. We need it. We need this back. These guys need something else to do. I did love Trevor Bauer's picture from the locker room wearing his Houston Astros shirt. His trash down shirt. I found that very amusing. Trevor Bauer is like a king troll. Like that dude.
He really is, though.
I love Trevor Bauer.
I specifically appreciate him because I've been called his brother because apparently I look like him. So now I'm like a new Trevor Bauer stan. So brother from it's fine.
I love the guy. I think it's great. I think what he's doing for baseball is great. Organizing the Sandlot games was awesome.
Yeah.
And those guys have been talking a lot of crap about what's going to happen during the season. Like, I think they're having a good time with this. They're all backing summer camp. I feel weird calling it summer camp.
I do too. I what do they call it? The interleague, like the interleague summer camp or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I still really, I just really like, I still like it. If not more than spring training, but I don't know. I'm just,
it has a weird vibe to it. Like I expect to hear some really weird stories coming out of summer camp by the end of
like this one time at band camp, that kind of
stuff. Exactly. This one time at summer camp, we all I don't know. I don't even want to try to think right now because it's going to be crazy. Some guys are having a good summer camp. Some guys are not having a good summer camp. Let's talk about Giancarlo Stanton for a minute. Not too long ago, there was a thing going around on Twitter about people be like, I know a spot, and then blah, blah, blah. And Megan here tweeted out Giancarlo Stanton be like, I know a spot, and then can't even hit it. And what was it? A day later?
It was the same day, if not like literally the next day.
Either the next day or later that day. I don't remember which. Giancarlo Stanton finally hits a fucking ball and beans Tanaka right in the skull. We have a video of that. Let's take a look at that
I
for a
take
minute.
full Bob Nightingale responsibility for this.
You cursed that poor man.
Did. I'm sorry.
Let's see. We got the video.
So this is really the first time that the Yankees are getting a chance to see Tanaka, see exactly where he's at.
Okay.
He's just walking off the mountain now. I gotta call you back.
That's nasty. Like that ball had an exit velocity of 112 miles an hour. And you can see in the other angle and that's the other thing, like, you know, we were talking about things you're going to be able to hear in the ballpark. You hear that ball just crack off his skull. And then you see the ball come flying and it lands even with the Yankees logo back behind like almost to the fucking fence. Like, and the dude got up, like he walked away from that. And the next day he was walking around like nothing ever happened. Like, that's a bad day. It was disgusting.
I got hit when I was a junior in high school. It was ironically enough, it was our off season, like our summer camp, I guess. It was like a tournament right before we started our high school season, and I have long legs. I have a long stride. So I pitched the ball. This girl just freaking connected with it, hit the top of my kneecap. And I dropped, and everybody in the vicinity heard it. And I mean, watching that, oh God, it like,
and you see Stanton hit the ground, and he's been hit in the face before. That guy knows, like, he knows what it feels like. And I'm sure he feels horrible, but then what was it? Not 2 days later, there were several clips of him. He won't swing at anything now. If you don't walk Giancarlo Stanton, he's not getting on base for the rest of the year because he is not going to swing at anything.
I feel super responsible.
Like, it's your fault. Like, we're just gonna. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna be like, hey, listen.
I'm a Bob Nightingale, I guess. I'm so sorry.
There's your public apology for causing that damage.
First public apology ever. I feel really like validated now in life, I guess, maybe.
Well, and it was so hard for me to not like play the asshole role and be like the one time Stanton hits, and I held back, and it was so hard. Like, I just wanted to make the joke, and I was like, I can't make the joke.
Thank you,
I
Jeremy.
won't do it. Like, I held off on it. I behaved myself, and I didn't make the joke about Tanaka getting hit in the head. But now that he's up walking around, the one time Stanton hits a fucking ball, cracks somebody's skull with it.
The one time, it was literally because I tweeted that. Like, good Lord. So I'm gonna quote or tweet like shitty things like, oh gee, I guess so and so can't hit a ball this year, but I'm not gonna I'm gonna be super specific about it so that it can be like home runs and stuff.
Break people out of cold streaks. And listen, if Josh Donaldson hits a slump, please say something about it so that he'll break out of it. Because I love Josh Donaldson.
I got you.
Speaking of Josh Donaldson, we're gonna roll right on with some more fun stuff. We got some more videos. These guys are having so much fun. Outside of Tanaka's no good, very bad day, they look like they're having a blast out there. The home run celebrations, I wish that in game situations, they could get away with this shit without catching a fastball to the ribs the next at bat. Like, they look like they're having so much fun. Like, today we have a clip of Josh Donaldson that popped up earlier today, hitting a home run and having a good old time circling the bases. And I love that it's like a back shot with no name on the jersey, because it took me a sec. Like I saw the swing and I was like, that's my boy. That's my boy. But his pants are tighter in Minnesota, which good call. Just gonna throw that out there. That's a good call.
I'm not mad about it.
Let's roll that clip. Let's see Josh Donaldson's home run celebration, because I thought it was adorable. They're having a blast. I love it. And I mean, everybody, I love him. I mean, obviously, I have always loved Josh Donaldson, but he's having a good time out there. I wish he could do that. Like, I'd love to see more of that all day long. We had a couple other good ones today. We've got two more videos of the same one, because I love both angles of it. This is Francisco Lindor hitting a home run off of Mike Clevenger. And I love this one. This is probably the best move I have seen yet. Let's see that video real quick. I love. Did you hear the Mario coin sound at the end of that video? Like he does the little somersault over home plate, and then you hear bring. It's just perfectly timed. I love how much fun they're having, and I would kill to see that happen in a game. I think it's
so funny.
Oh we have another angle of it here. This angle is from up above, like up in the announcer's booth and everything.
Oh yeah, okay, great.
This way you can see the entire run.
Oh God.
I love it. Like I love it so much.
It's so hard. It's so great.
I think I'm glad they're having fun. Like you can tell that they're ready, like that they're back out here, they're ready to go, that they're having a good time playing. And that's what, like, I was worried that you were going to see these guys like being, because they're kind of in this bubble and they can't do all the stuff they're used to. Like, these guys are used to being kind of touchy feely with each other, celebrating, having a good time. The Braves have invented a new way to do that. We got a video of that one. This is Ozzy Albies and Ron Washington coming up with how they're going to show each other some love. Let's see that clip real quick. Can't high five. Oh, what are we going to do? No taps.
That's pretty great.
Ron Washington has always given these guys a lot of love. And so he told them, he was like, it's going to be there. They've come up with a way to do it. William Contreras, my favorite catcher in the Braves organization right now, hit a home run yesterday, and as he was rounding third, got the little toe tap in there with Ron Washington. I think it'll be cool to see what kind of stuff they come up with. Like, I think that's a creative one. It'll be fun. Like, I don't know. Have you seen the Dodgers do anything fun?
I've been kind of like in and out watching them. I think everybody's starting to like adapt to it, so it's going to be strange. I know that we're going to miss like, Kike Hernandez being Kike Hernandez, but like it just, like you said, it's going to be fun to watch them all just kind of do silly things. And like, as much as I didn't want it to happen before, or like was weird about how it was going to happen, it's good to see them being so very be in high spirits about it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like be very positive. They're doing it with their circumstances that they're under, and I think it makes everybody else feel really good about the situation that we're all in. So like I love it. I'm very glad that the decision was made, even though everybody was like, wait, whoa.
Yeah.
Because it's cool. It's cool to watch him do it.
It's been fun because we're seeing a whole different side of baseball. Like before and they're pumping crowd noise in some places,
Yeah.
which is cool. But at the same time, I like hearing all these little quips and all this other stuff and hearing the ball hit the bleachers. And,
for sure.
like I hope I don't hear anybody else get hit in the face.
No.
But
No.
like, you know what that's going to sound like when the Astros are getting plunked? Like you're going to hear that slap off of Alex Bregman's rib cage. Like,
his forearms.
it's gonna hurt. Like everybody's gonna be cringing with them because you're gonna feel it because you're gonna be able to hear it. I think that part is gonna be really cool.
Yeah. And I think also just thinking about it too, like I think it's gonna help them be better teammates. Not that they weren't before. And that's one thing that I've always credited the Dodgers with, like for a while. That's why when people talk about like we don't need Kike, we don't need, whatever. We don't need whoever. They have a chemistry with each other that you just don't get to see because of all of the extra stuff that's added on. And for the Dodgers, like their bullpen. No, we don't have to talk about the bullpen. Their dugout chemistry is one of the best things I see in sports because like that it's just that's how teams should be. And I think that this is going to be good for every single team because they're going to have to learn how to
sorry by my cat
not be better teammates, but not because maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but like I just think that they're going to have to bond better as teams.
You got to find new ways to do it. Like I'm like I think the thing that hurts me the most is that I won't get to see like Dansby and Ozzy like hug, like Dansby, like you see so many video clips of Dansby kissing Ozzy on the forehead and stuff like that. And I just think it's adorable how close they are, and I won't get to see that this year, so that makes me sad. But I'm interested to see what they're going to come up with. Like I know they used to play rock paper scissors, so let's see if that makes a resurgence.
Yeah.
It could be fun.
Fine. And if Puig gets signed again, he can't lick his bat. So what else is he going to do? Let's see.
I love Chop on Corey. We're going to shout him out. He probably won't even watch this because he's a punk. But we're going to shout out Chop on Corey because he posted a picture of Puig licking a bat. And he was like, the coronavirus started with some guy eating a bat in China and y'all want to sign this dude.
I quote tweeted it.
I thought it was funny. Like, he has a good one. He gets some good ones in every now and then. We like Chop on Corey sometimes. Now they are talking about, like, of course we're going to start the season no fans, which sucks. Like, I had a lot of ball games on my or ballparks on my list to check off this year, and that's not happening. But some places are talking about letting fans in. Like I know the Rockies are applying to allow 10,000 fans in per game for the season, which if that happens, I don't care. Like I will sell a kidney to get into that ball game. Like it's 6 hours away from me. I will be there in some way, shape, or form. I will have to go to this game.
Coors is pretty cool though. So
Coors is a great ballpark. Like if I'm going to be let in anywhere, then hell yeah, like please let me into Coors. Yep. But if let's say they let fans in like mid-September towards the end and let fans in for the postseason, like we'll talk regular season because that's a little bit more widely spread. What ballpark do you want to go to? If they let fans in and you can go anywhere, where are you going?
That's a good question because like I have a few favorites and I have a few that I've not been to, and I've been to more than I have not been to. Yankee Stadium, honestly, as much as they're the Yankees, no offense to all my Yankees Twitter.
It's a nostalgia thing with places like Yankee Stadium, Fenway Park.
I'm actually really sad that I didn't go to the old Yankee Stadium. That was one of the main ones on my list. Fenway obviously is on there too. I would freaking kill to go to Fenway. Camden Yards maybe, but like I honestly right now Dodger Stadium. I mean, honestly, like that is where I would like to go, is Dodger Stadium. And my favorite field is Wrigley. I'm not gonna lie, and Giant Stadium is amazing. SBC, whatever they are now, AT&T. I don't know. They've changed names like 15
Name changes every day.
every day, just like the Oakland Coliseum. They change every day.
That's just like SunTrust Park is now Truist, and it's 3 years old. And let's see how many name changes.
I went there in August. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love
See,
it.
I was supposed to be there for my birthday and didn't get to go because of all of this mess. So, I mean, I think but I also had several other ballparks I was going to go to this year,
Right.
and then it all got blown to crap. So I think, and I want to say my easy choice, like my obvious answer would be, oh, I'm going to Truist.
Yeah.
But am I going to Truist, or am I picking a ballpark that I'm probably not going to visit as often? Like
Right.
Coors Field, like if I can pick any ballpark I'm going to, like obviously better come to Minute Maid. I've got to go to Minute Maid. I want to go to Minute Maid.
Minute Maid looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you. Minute Maid looks amazing. Minute Maid
I want to go.
The new Marlin Stadium now, like the old Marlin Stadium. Oh God. Oh, but I love the new Marlin Stadium. It's amazing. And Minute Maid kind of looks a little bit like Marlin Stadium. So I would love to go there. But yeah.
See, of course I want to go to every ballpark there is, but I was supposed to go to Globe Life, first year at Globe Life. I wanted to go there. Of course, it looks like a giant gas grill, but I wanted to go to Globe Life. I had all these other places I was going to go this year. None of it happened, but I don't know if I pick, like, if you're giving me one game, like obviously I already said, like, if Coors Field's letting people in, I'm going to Coors Field because it's right there.
Yeah.
But if they're letting people in towards the end of the season and I've got one park that I can pick and go to, I think I'm picking Fenway.
I'd probably go with you because Fenway is up there.
Like Fenway is the one, like that was probably, Truist. I was like, if the Braves are at home on my birthday, I'm there every year. Like from now on, that's just how it's going to be. Like if the Braves are at home on my birthday, I'll be in Atlanta. Yeah. They're not next year, which pisses me off, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But I think I'm picking a ballpark I'm probably not going to get to go to as often. And how often am I going to go Northeast? Like I don't.
Right. Something on your bucket list, like that you've always wanted to go to. Like,
I think I'm checking off like probably the park that, and I've been to Wrigley, so that's checked off the list. It's not, it's not on that I have to go there anymore. Like Fenway still is though. So I think if I get one ballpark in 2020, I'm probably going to Fenway.
I'm going to probably go with you. So let's go.
Let's do it. Like if they let people in, let's go. They're talking about it. I saw that somebody had posted they're talking about it. I mean, I'm down, but I'm also like the 2020 schedule is out, or the 2021 schedule. Sorry. Of course the 2020 schedule is out. The 2021 schedule is out, and wow. Have you looked at some of these?
I haven't even. I'm the most terrible. I've looked at like some people's tweets, but I haven't even actually looked at 2021.
Oh, I've been pulling them up left and right because the first thing I thought, they're not starting in March.
I just know that the Dodgers are coming to Miami in July. That was like the thing that I looked at, and that was it.
They're going back to that whole first weekend in April starting date, which I love because a lot of times that means opening day is my birthday, and I'm all about that. I love it when opening day is April 3rd because that's just makes me feel good inside when I wake up and I'm like, it's my birthday and we get baseball today. Like, I love that. It feels good. But my Braves are opening in Philadelphia. I don't know that that's where I want to spend my birthday.
Philly's okay. I've not been to a baseball game there.
I mean, I have to mark it off the list, but I don't know that I want to go hang out with Phillies fans for my birthday. Like, I mean,
no,
nothing. I'm sure. I don't know if any Phillies fans are even going to see this. I don't, except for Alma.
I know. I know.
I love Alma.
I love Alma. Hi, Alma.
So, I mean, I would go hang out with her. She said if I go, she'll go. But then the Red Sox are at home on my birthday. I could go to Fenway then. And the Rockies are also at home on my birthday, and that's Trevor Story bobblehead night.
Trevor's Story is pretty awesome. So
I like Trevor's Story. I would it's hard to pick. I don't know where I'm going to go.
Options. You have so many options.
And I haven't looked at a lot of the rest of it, but I mean, it's the interleague play is the same as it was going to be this year.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a bummer because I would like to see some of my National League teams a little closer to home other than like having to go to Denver for it. I'd like to go to Kauffman because I like that stadium. But yeah, I mean, it's
Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I've been there.
Nice place. I like that stadium.
It reminds me of Chavez. It reminds me of Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot. It's really cool driving by the outside of it. It looks really cool from the outside. And then you go inside, I could take my kids to a game for like $10 and they can play mini golf while I watch the game from the fountains. Like it's still,
Truist has a bunch of that stuff now too.
Thank God.
They have a bunch of stuff that you can do.
Well, they've got the Battery, which, the game plan right now is to be at the Battery September 25th through 27th. You better be there too.
Well, my birthday is the 24th, so if we're
if we can't get into the game, we're going to sit in the Battery and get drunk and watch the Red Sox and the Braves. So it's going to be a good weekend. What else do we have here? Jeremy Morgan says we have a train. Is that at Minute Maid? There's a train at Minute Maid?
There's something at the Giant Stadium too. No,
explain that better, Jeremy. I don't know what you mean. that could go a lot of different ways right now, and I'm not the person you want to say something like that to. I'm just not. You don't want to say we have a train and not explain it to me because it's gonna get weird.
I'm thinking real quick. His birthday.
So Jeremy says he'll make the trip to Atlanta. Okay.
All right.
We're planning a party down there. We're gonna have a good time. If everything's not shut down in Atlanta in September, we're gonna be there and we're gonna have a good time with it.
This year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, we're doing this. Remember the tweet thread, the love story?
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna elaborate on that because it's weird, but the tweet thread is there. We're going to Atlanta in September. We'll see what happens when we get there.
You sit down there, I'll go up there.
Yes. I have to go halfway across the country to get there. You just have to go a few hours. So
8, give or take.
We've got teams are allowed 3 exhibition games. I don't want to talk about 2021 anymore because now I'm getting all excited about it and I'm like, watch the whole world just explode before it happens. But
it's Y2K times 3,000.
Exactly. Something will happen. So I'm trying, I'm all excited about it. And I'm like, rein it in, bring it back down a little bit because you're going to get all pumped up and then you're going to be heartbroken again. But we've got 3 exhibition games per team. The only one I've seen announced so far, and I may have missed something. If anybody's watching this and you've seen any other exhibition games, drop them in the comments so we can talk about it because I'm excited. The Braves and the Marlins are going to have 2 exhibition games, the 21st and the 22nd. So they're leading right into the season. So that'll be they'll have the 2 exhibition games, day off on the 23rd. Season starts on the 24th for both teams. I don't know. I don't know about the exhibition game, right there at the end. I'd kind of like to see something thrown in, go play a game next week. Let's do this. Let's see. It's fun to watch the scrimmages, but get up there. I want to see this happen. I want to see these guys go. I want Ronald Acuna to take Jose Urania deep 16 times. Make it happen. Please, let's get it. Let's get that exhibition game. I want to see it happen. Or even the Cardinals. Let's get the Cardinals back in there. We'll rematch it. They're not going to play each other this year. I'm really upset that they're not going to play each other this year. I need that redemption because I don't want to spend another, it's July now. I will have to wait till, I would have to go look at the schedule, but
until next year,
June, somewhere in there for that redemption game. And I'm fucking tired of the Cardinals fans running their damn mouths. Shut up. I know. I know what happened. Get over it.
I know what happened when we played the Cardinals too. And I guess the Braves do. So like,
Yeah.
but I don't have any Braves fans that are like terrible to me at all.
See, because we're worse to each other than we are to other fan bases.
Yeah, no, Cardinals, and I'm sorry, I have a couple Boston fans friends. They're not my friends, actually. I take that back. People that I know, they're not even acquaintances because I don't like them.
I made my first Brewers fan.
I have a couple Brewers fans.
I have not met a Brewers fan one. I didn't know they existed until I met one in the comments of a thread today. And I was just like, he was like, Brian McCann would be mad that you're talking to a Brewers fan. And I was like, you're a Brewers fan? What's up? I don't know any of you.
There's the girl that we follow each other on Twitter, and she spells her name my exact same way. And so that's why we started following each other. And she's just a Brewers fan. That's how we know each other.
Our names are spelled the same. Who's your team?
Yeah, the Brewers. Oh. Weird. So crazy. Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do we have anybody? We don't have any more. You can't be a Dodgers fan and not know what the train is, Megan.
It's the train that happens when I just had PTSD. Thanks, Jeremy. It's the train that happens when they hit home runs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Train is.
Like in Houston, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, there's a train. It like moves back and forth, I'm pretty sure.
And
the home run that's hit.
So every time we get a Springer dinger, there's a train.
No. Well, yeah. Because spring. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I was thinking. My brain's.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, no, it's cool. The Giants have some. It's not like a train, but there's like something that they do when there are home runs and stuff that happen. They have
all right,
but it's not as extra as the train.
That Springer home run in Game 5, though, Jeremy. George Springer has a special place in my heart. I almost wore my George Springer jersey tonight, and then I decided to go with Mookie because I just thought it would be wrong to have Cody Bellinger behind me with a George Springer jersey on. Like, that's gonna make some people real mad. So I went with Mookie instead, since he's now a Dodger, and we will get to see him play as a Dodger this year.
Yes.
I still feel weird about that, but you guys have a scary team.
We do. We really do.
Like, I'm not gonna bullshit anybody. The Dodgers are kind of a scary team. Like,
I still won't hold my breath for Choketober, as I always call it. But like, no, I died the minute we signed Mookie and David Price, and like it, because everybody was like, "What are we gonna do? We're not doing anything." Friedman, what are you doing? We hate.
And
Friedman.
Then they go get Mookie Betts.
And like, all of a sudden we have Mookie Betts and David Price, and everybody was like, "Friedman is a god." I was like, I was just kind of sitting there, and I was like, okay.
Well, I had to, that trade, that has got to be the biggest shit show of a trade in MLB history. Like, surely there's something that was worse, but I mean, they make the trade. Mookie's going to the Dodgers. 24 hours later, Mookie might not be going to the Dodgers because somebody else fucked up in this whole thing. And
it, like, somehow Jock got in there with whoever else was going to the Angels, and they were like, yeah, it's all part of the same thing. And it didn't, and it wasn't, but it was. Like, and then it all fell through at the very end. And you're like, what's happening?
I sat there for like 3 days, just somebody fucking tell me when it's done and whether Mookie's going to the Dodgers or he's staying with the Red Sox. Let me know we're finished.
Seriously, me too. I was sitting there going, what is happening? I want to get excited, but I don't want to get excited and then be like, oh, never mind.
Okay. That would be, how shitty would that have been if that one guy failing a physical would have like bombed the whole trade? All these Dodgers fans are talking shit. We got Mookie. And all of a sudden it's like, no, you don't.
That's why I kept my mouth shut for a very long time. And then finally, when it was like a done deal and he was like, in Dodger clothing, I was like, yeah, Mookie. And it's so funny because the one Boston fan that I just don't like he it's a long story, like why I don't like him. He is an avid Mookie fan. And I was kind of bitter at first that we were getting him. And then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I fucking love this because he's on my team now. So screw you. Like we got Mookie. It was really funny. So, and he's a good player. So, and
I love Mookie Betts. Like I have the Barstool Pay Mookie 2021 shirt because I don't want him in the National League unless it's in a Braves uniform because Mookie Betts scares the shit out of me.
No.
Like I don't want him on any team but my own unless he's in the American League. That's the only way I want to watch Mookie play. And so that's why I say the Dodgers are kind of scary this year because Mookie scares the shit out of me.
He's good. He's rogue in his Batman. Let me tell you, Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No,
Jeremy Morgan says it reminded him of the JV trade to Houston. That was kind of a shit show too. That was that, and you know what? I'm glad Justin Verlander's in Houston though. I am. I can't hate the Astros. I can't hate the Astros. I don't know why. I want to hate the Astros. I can't hate the Astros. Matt Sondag was here earlier. He's an Astros fan. He forgot about the whole last 2 World Series because he was like, the Astros are going back to back this year. And I was like, bro, there's been a couple years in between. Like, I don't count the Nationals either, but we have to.
Oh, no.
Well, Megan, you got any final thoughts for tonight? I think we've pretty well run through, like,
yeah, we run through
everything that's going on right now.
Right. I'll just say that, like, I love Astros Twitter, so they've made me not hate this whole entire thing, and everybody's gonna fucking hate me for saying this, but like, I don't give a shit what happened in 2017. Am I still fucking mad? Yes, I'm pissed, but like, God, I'm Switzerland. That's who I am. I'm always Switzerland. Like
I play Switzerland a lot. I play Switzerland a lot of things, and I do it because I'm a fan of a lot. I have my loyalty to my team, but then I like a lot of players, and I can't.
Same.
If George Springer hadn't been on that 2017 Astros team, I'd probably be like, "Fuck the Astros! I don't give a shit." But I love George Springer, so I'm like, I can't totally just be like, "Fuck you guys." And Brian McCann was on that team too.
Yeah. Oh, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah. So, yeah. No, I've got a lot of familial ties to the Giants, unfortunately, and 3 of my favorite players were on the Giants. So like, I have to like be neutral at that point too. Like, I mean, I still hate the Giants; they're a rival, but like, it's one of those things where I'm like,
we've got a hometown guy that played for the Giants for a little while. Good old Kelby Tomlinson.
Yeah.
He was released by the Rockies and is now playing for the Liberal BJs. So I get to go watch Kelby Tomlinson play every night, and it's been a blast.
Right.
His kids are playing blast ball with my kids. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
We're not on the same team, but they play each other, and my son's just like, I'm gonna knock that kid out. And I'm like, back up, dude. It'll be all right. Well, I mean, I'm just happy that we've got baseball back. I'm glad to see the guys having fun. I hope we have a safe season. I hope we get to have a full season. I hope everything doesn't shut back down before the postseason.
I know that Houston is getting ready. Something is getting ready to shut back down in Texas, if not the whole entire state. I'm not sure. I was reading something earlier, but
I'm in a bubble and let's go. Just sorry, guys.
Yeah.
We're going in a bubble for a couple months. I mean, at least it's not like a full season. Like I think they can handle 60 days. Not quite like the NBA thing, but I mean, I'm just ready for there to be baseball back. I'm happy we've got it. I'm ready to go. I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the comments tonight. We got a lot of people here. There's a guy named Daniel Stanley asking if we'll listen to his song. Daniel, I'm not, this isn't a music podcast, but I mean, go ahead and send it to me. Why not? I'll listen to it later.
We'll humor it. It's fun.
We'll check it out. We'll see what's going on. Maybe we'll put you on one of our other shows on Back Home Media. I want to give a big thank you to Megan. We have a blast with this. We're up till 4:00 in the morning on Zoom all the time. So I thought we could do this and have a good time tonight. It's nice to have a Dodgers fan on. Like I said, I'm a little scared of your team this year, but I still feel really good about mine. I
Most
want
of
to
her
thank
favorite.
everybody in the comments for questions, comments, everything else you guys have. If you have anything else, go to the Easy Out Podcast on Twitter. We do have a voicemail. You can leave us a voicemail. You can send us a text message, and we'll play that on the air next week. Yeah, it's been a good night. Had a good time.
Yep.
We'll catch you all next week, everybody.
Sounds
Good
great.
night.
Bye.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought in a person, the way that I talk and the way that I ought to be able to pause and to say that the fault can be placed on my arm, to this playful assault, to this race in this arm. Pray for the day they could wait for the calm. You can't control the storm, only weather it, whether it's 5 weeks and 5 days of rain sideways, or scorched earth, search for death, or water left with all the thorns, with the petals gone, settle on the breath of autumn. If the ground fits, wear it, the crown fits.